Good morning, this is Sarah, your healthy carnivore in the UK. I think we're on day 104. I really should check these things before I start my videos. So we're on day 104 and day 6 of my lion diet. Is she going to do it? Is she not going to do it? But doing it at the moment, okay? It could stop any time. I'm back at work on Monday, so it may be that I go back to a slightly more mixed diet then. I don't know. We will see. I'm going to stay lion diet for as long as I can manage it. If it gets hard, I will just step down that ladder and go down to rung number 9, which I call mixed carnivore, and add in my bacon, eggs, chicken thighs and pork belly. But at the moment, it's lion. I've decided to weigh in this morning and I have lost 3 pounds of inflammation weight. I've lost 3 pounds of water weight since giving up those last tiny little bit of oxalates and giving up the chicken and the pork. Some people can get inflammation from those things. I know I do because I've tested it before. I knew that I'd lose, a bit of bloating from that. So that takes my total weight to 13 pounds in about 15 weeks. Yeah, really slow, really slow. A lot of people would have quit, but luckily this isn't about my weight. This is about health. And if I lose weight on top, great. I had loads of whys that made me cry, and I knew this time was going to be my time, and it just is. So there will be no more going back for me. If I need more variety, it's there. One good thing about the lion diet is there's always somewhere you can move to if things get too hard. At Christmas, I may decide to just eat all of the carnivore things. I don't know yet. But for now, it's lion diet for as long as I can do it. Last night I had some fantastic lamb. Pop the picture in here. On the outside, it was absolutely crispy and yummy. And on the inside, it was almost virtually alive and still yummy. So went to bed purring, had a long sleep. For some reason, my sleep suddenly got longer. I'm expecting it will go back down again, but I slept from about 10 until 7, which is 9 hours, a long time. I was kind of expecting my sleep to get less, and it's got more. Loads of healing to do in there. I've got some 2 skin tags here. I don't know whether you can see. I've got a couple of red bits there where I was fiddling with them yesterday. Those 2 are pretty much dead now. They were black. I fiddled with them, and now I've got a couple of sore bits. So antiseptic cream going on those. Probably shouldn't fiddle with skin tags. Should just let them fall off naturally. Still have the 3 this side, which I'm not going to fiddle with because they're bigger and I have to wear a lanyard at work, and I don't think that's going to be very comfortable. So I'm going to let them die naturally and come off when they come off, which should be in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, so sleeping like a log. Absolutely no pain in my feet now. For those of you following my channel, you know that I had a little bit of pain in my feet from where I not just the plantar fasciitis, but I also had an injury where I fell over a chicken, and also had an injury that I did at Zumba. Those 2 things are completely gone now, which I'm assuming is from going completely 100% oxalate free. So I can get up out after any amount of time of sitting or laying down, and there's no stiffness there at all. I can just get up and walk off. No hobbling around trying to get my feet warmed up, ready to go. If you've ever had severe foot pain like plantar fasciitis, you'll know that you've got to build yourself up to walk. Makes you feel like you're about 110 years old. And now I just walk, don't even think about it. Heels straight on the ground, gone. Still got to try and get up from the cross-legged position from the floor, but that will come when some more weight comes off. Last night I did one of those longevity calculators where they work out your biological age. So you've got your age, and then you answer loads and loads of questions. Now, a lot of those are highly corrupt. I recommend one particular one for carnivores. If you're interested in seeing what they reckon your your actual age is, not the age on your birth certificate, the age that your body is running at. This one I think is the best one. I looked at several last night, and you know the worst one? The NHS one. Don't try and do an NHS longevity actual age calculator thing. I looked at one last night and they only had about 10 questions, and it was all about how much saturated fat you should eat, and you should really cut that down, and it was really corrupt. I don't trust the NHS at all. At all. I don't trust them for anything. Okay? The only way I would trust them is if I was in a terrible car crash and they had to bring me in and put me back together. Those people I would trust, and they would do an amazing job. But for chronic illnesses, the things we're struggling with these days, modern illnesses, the cancers, the heart disease, the diabetes, the autoimmune conditions, things like that, don't trust them one tiny little bit. They can keep their medications. You wouldn't be able to drag me down there to see a doctor unless I just want a blood test, just so that I can show my viewers what my bloods are doing. I will get a blood test when I've done 6 months strict, because I want to check my thyroid, make sure that's where it should be, see if I've managed to bring my iron up by giving up the black tea, and just generally that sort of thing. It's fine, but I won't be taking any of their advice. But anyway, back to the longevity calculator. I found one that actually was really fascinating. And I'll tell you why it was fascinating. It was, if you look at that calculator, from the face of it, it looks like just some plant-based nonsense. But actually, when you go into it, the questions are really relevant to our longevity. They were asking questions such as, do you consume seed oils? And I thought, you didn't get that in the NHS questionnaire. The NHS are not going to say, how much seed oil do you consume? And then they went to list all these seed oils. The NHS wouldn't even call them seed oils, would they? They would call them heart-healthy vegetable oils. They wouldn't even refer to them as seed oils. Other questions, what kind of water do you drink? And is it the crappy tap water from the tap, or is it some mountain spring water? This longevity calculator, let's pop my result in now, and then I'll tell you a bit more about it. Because you're probably all thinking, oh, an actual calculator that could be relevant to people following our lifestyle. They don't actually ask you about red meat at all, which is interesting, which means that they're not really that worried about it. But let's just stick this screenshot in now. This screen, I can't even remember what the number is now, but it's in the 30s. I did it last night and I was going to check it before doing the video and I forgot. I'm going to blame my son here. He left his very exclusive football hoodie with his embroidered initials in the barber's yesterday, and I just had to rush and go and get it. And now I've forgotten to see my age, but I think it's somewhere, it says either 35, 36, 37, maybe something like that. But it's got me as a longevity kind of age of 10 years younger than I am. Happy. And I answered 141 questions absolutely honestly. It was brilliant, this questionnaire. I didn't expect it to be as good. It didn't ask me about whole grains. How many healthy whole grains do you eat? Didn't ask me that. How many fruits and veg do you eat? Didn't ask me that. But did ask how much sleep you get. Really important question, right? It also asked about toxic load from medications. The NHS are never going to ask you that. If the NHS are trying to figure out how long you are going to live, they are not interested in what you eat. Well, unless they're trying to tell you not to eat red meat and they're trying to make sure you eat your healthy whole grains. The NHS is so corrupt. It's so corrupt. Anyway, let's leave that. But back to this calculator. All of the questions, toxic load from medications. It said about how many medications you're taking on a daily basis. It also asked how optimistic you were. What age do you think you're going to live to? Well, I put down over 100 because I believe that if I stay carnivore, I will live to over 100. And so it talks about sleep and how many medications you take and how optimistic you are. Also asked about sun cream. Well, when I first saw that question, I thought, I wonder what they're thinking about sun cream. But then when I saw other questions, such as toxic overload from this and do you have seed oils? I'm thinking, I think this particular questionnaire is against sunscreen. But I recommend you any carnivore that looks at what if any carnivore has got a 5-minute slot in their weekend and they want to see what their biological age should be. Check that out, because I believe it's the one most relevant to people like us. Against medication, against seed oil, pro sleep, just pro good water, pro optimism, and other questions about how, just everything about it. I recommend doing that one. I am not an affiliate of it. I don't get any money from it. The questions were actually just good. I'm going to repeat myself now, but most of these shitty questionnaires ask you how many whole grains you've had, how much fruit and veg you've had, how much red meat you eat. Yeah, I would go for that one if that's what you're interested in. So for those of you who are still interested in this video, I'm just going to pop in a weight chart here to show you how I'm doing. I think I'm on week 15. It's either week 15 or week 16. Haven't worked it out yet. It doesn't really matter, but I'm on day 104. So 104 divided by 7 is 14 or 15. Doesn't really matter. That chart there will show you I've lost 13 pounds in that time. I believe it's all inflammation. I'm still wearing the same clothes I was 104 days ago. Can't watch any videos where people have done 90 days and they've gone down 3 dress sizes. Can't watch it. It's completely irrelevant to my journey. I'm trying to only watch channels now that are based on the characters that I like and the ones that speak my language, and not watching any channels that intimidate me. I've really cut my carnivore video consumption right down. I don't need it as much. I need it a little bit, but not quite as intensively as the first 60 days. I'm hoping that now that I'm on lion diets, there's going to be movement every week, but we will see. I'll probably continue to lose some more inflammation over the next week, and after that, anything else after that, I'm going to assume is fat. But I'm not going to give up. I'm looking forward to doing my 150-day update, in which there'll be a lot of this. And then I'm looking forward to doing my 200-day update. Well, there'll be a lot of this. I'm never going to change. Doesn't matter how far I go down this line. The bunny ears are still going to feature. The glasses are still going to... I need to get some new glasses, because the ones I've got are Christmas glasses, right? Speaking of Christmas, have you got a plan yet? My plan tends to morph. A different kind of plan each day. Oh, wow, these look good. A different plan each day. 1 minute I'm doing lion for Christmas. The next minute I'm thinking, how about I do lion up to the 23rd, have 3 days of mix, and then go back to the day after Boxing Day, back to lion. It's a choice. It's a choice I could make. Because I've brought the lion, I'm going to take my Christmas glasses off for a moment, because someone's just pulled up next to me in their car. Back to Christmas for a moment. I was going to do, well, the original plan was to do lion at Christmas, and then it was to do it for the whole of December. Now I've started it early. I'm now thinking, can I justify 3 days of mixed carnivore? Even a couple of days of cheese, just for those 3 Christmas days? I don't know yet, but what's your plan? What are you going to do? Have you done a Christmas carnivore yet? Let's talk about it. How many days have we got? I don't know. I didn't check, but I might check afterwards and pop it in here. So to the left of me is how many days we've got. Is that enough time for you to get in the zone that I'm in? I cannot believe. All right, let's take this off now, because I want to say something serious. I can't believe what's happening to me. I've said it again. I haven't faked that. I just can't believe what's happening to me. For those that have been following my channel for a while, you know this is good for me. This is good for me. In fact, before this particular stretch, every one I did in the previous 2 years, I wasn't expecting to last. It was like, okay, just do some carnivore, do it for as long as you can. It won't last. As soon as I'm back at work, it will stop. This time, bang. It would have been interesting if that car had crashed into the back of me, because then it really would have been a bang. And then there would have been a fight on telly. No. But yeah, bang. Switch gone. I had so many whys, but then I had those 3 health niggles that were really bugging me back in the summer. I was just waiting to get on carnivore. And because one of the health niggles, the dodgy mole on my back, was bothering me, that was the why that made me stay carnivore. I've said this loads of times and I'm going to say it again. Over the last 10 years, I've always thought that if I had a why that scared me, if I had a health issue that was of a concern, like a lump somewhere or a dodgy mole or something that other people would rush down the doctors for, I would start carnivore and never stop. I'm kind of grateful for that mole now, because that is the mole. I mean, talk about whack-a-mole. This mole is the one that's whacked me into submission. Done. Also, hearing about a meetup next year in the UK in August the 2nd is another whack-a-mole, because I'm thinking I'm going to be meeting up with loads of UK carnivores who may even get some international carnivores, and I don't want to be turning up at that meeting still overweight. So there's a why. I had the extreme plantar fasciitis in my feet, which was incredibly painful. I had the mystery pain in my tummy that's gone, turned out muscular, but at the time I was panicking about it. Yeah. Add that all to the other whys. What were the other whys? Not turning out like my mum. Wanting to be slim for the first time in my life. Not wanting to end up down the route of having to get medication. Being a statistic. I didn't want to be a diabetes statistic on medication. I didn't want to be a heart disease statistic on medication. Hell, I didn't want to be a cancer statistic either, and there's no guarantee this will stop it, but there's a good chance, because cancer is not genetic. It is a metabolic illness brought on by years and years of bad choices. We can control the food, so that's something I'm going to control. But yeah, I can't believe what's happening to me. I literally can't believe it. I would like to say, if you are struggling to get a number of days together, please try for 90 days. You would not believe how the chemistry in your body and your mind changes. I am using no willpower. No willpower. When I feel a hungry or empty feeling inside, my brain is going, let's get some fatty meat in. Quickly. How quickly can I get some fatty meat in? It's not thinking, maybe I would like that or that, or that or that, or X, Y, and Z, A, B, C. It just wants the fatty meat now. And this morning I had some minced beef, and it actually turned out to be quite lean, and it was a bit disappointing, but I was okay because I was nourishing myself with food that was good. And then I'm driving in my car thinking, wow, I feel so satisfied and so full. I feel like a lion, a lioness. I didn't feel like that up to days 30. I didn't really feel like it at day 60. But get past day 60, get to 90, 100, that's how you feel. And it's very hard to explain that to anyone who's never done carnivore. They say, oh, I could never do that. I could never do that. I say, do 90 days and tell me you can't do it. Really. And one thing that's really, really helped me is that I've killed my sweet tooth by not having any sweeteners in anything. I know that some people can get all the results they want to. There are some people that can keep having sweeteners and get all of the health benefits, all of the weight loss benefits, everything they want. And so those people just keep having it. But for this one, for this person in this car, the sweet tastes had to go. That means no sweet tastes. And now, here's the good thing. I'm already getting a bit disgusted by the smell of sweet things. But the only way to do that is to never, ever have it. It seems like the hard thing at the time. Giving up the sweeteners and things sounds like a really hard thing to do. And in the beginning it is. But once you've done over 100 days of it, it becomes easy. Yesterday I took my son to the butcher. We got a bit peckish and he looked a bit tasty. I went to the butcher, he went to the barber to get his hair cut, and they often give out little lollipops and things for the kids after they've had their hair cut. Don't know why they do it. I don't think there's any need for it. But all the way home he was sucking on this lolly. And I said to him, "Oh, that stinks. That smells so sweet. Oh, it's disgusting." I was like, oh, 103 days yesterday. Sweet tastes smell disgusting to me now. So if you want to know how long it takes for sweet stuff to smell disgusting, 103 days. But that 103 days has to be no sweetener. Because if I was still having sweetener, I would still be loving my sweet tastes and would probably have crashed and burned and fallen off the train by now. Because keep that, what they say, feeding a sweet tooth is like feeding a stray cat. Keep feeding it, it will never go away. I stopped feeding my stray cat. I've stopped feeding that sweet tooth. And 104 days later, his sweet tastes disgusting to me. If you're aiming to do carnivore over Christmas successfully, I would recommend getting off any sweet tastes right now so you've got enough time, because at Christmas there's going to be a lot of things. I have got to look at sweet things in my house. My husband hasn't got a sweet tooth and my eldest son is now keto, but my youngest one, we are still allowing him. He's still going to be allowed the Christmas treats. They're going to be in there. They're going to be under the tree, hanging off the tree. They're going to be everywhere. And I need to see them as disgusting. So I'm going to be staying off the sweetener so they can stay disgusting. It's so worth it. Back to Christmas again. What's your plan? Is it your time? If nothing else, as I said yesterday, keep the seed oils out. Eat as much meat as you can. Do that until it's your time, would be my recommendation. Can't do carnivore strict? That's fine. It may not be your time. It took 9.5 years for it to be my time. But keep the seed oils out. Eat as much fatty meat as you can. And you'll be healthier than most people. And then one day it will be your time. And you'll do it. One day you'll have that why that makes you cry. That reason. Write it down. Get a bit of paper with some columns on it. In the left-hand column, write down your whys. And in the middle section, write down your non-scale victories. I've had loads of non-scale victories. The skin tags falling off. All the things that I had before that were fixed. Write them down. Being able to get up off the floor now without using my hands. Another non-scale victory. I haven't lost much weight. A vegan would say to me, well, these things have only happened to you because you've lost a whole load of weight. Well, we know that I haven't lost a whole load of weight. I've lost about 13 pounds in about 15 weeks. That's not a whole load of weight for someone that weighs over 200 pounds, right? These things are happening because the inflammation's coming down in the body. My blood sugars are normalizing. My hormones are normalizing. My chemistry in my body is sorting itself out. And for that, there's only one thing you can do, isn't there? Okay, let's sing a quick song and then I'll go. Sing after me. Happy 104th day carniversary to Sarah, to me. Happy 104th day carniversary to Sarah, to me. I'm only doing this because someone told me that the channel's all about me. Well, of course it's about me. This is my vlog. Silly Billy. Happy 40th day carniversary to Sarah, to me. Happy 40th carniversary. No, 100. Just put my thinking glasses on. Happy 104th day carniversary to Sarah, to me. I'm going to go and drink some sparkling water. I'm going to take off my silly things. But I'm never going to stop being the silly me. I'm going to watch this back and see if it makes any sense. And I'm going to edit it as well. Hopefully I'm going to remember to put that picture of that lamb in there. Hopefully I'm going to remember to do a screenshot of my current pathetic weight loss, ridiculously small weight loss history, and a picture of my app that I recommend you go on to check out your longevity. Because I think they're on the right track with their questions. I really, really do. I couldn't have made an app better myself. It's going to be raining here today, but I hope you have a great day. Just do whatever it takes for you to be happy and thrive. Take care and see you tomorrow. She's crazy. She's mad, this one.